Well, hello folks, welcome along to the channel. I am the Custard Prophet. We're back here with our Euro Truck Simulator Carimo save with the Custard Haulers. As you can see, we are taking a giant old boat, a yacht, Queen Victoria yacht or something like that, from Messina, which is where we left off things last time in Italy, or on Sicily. We're going to be going across from Messina to Italy and then all the way over into Albania, to the port of Durres, and we're hopefully going to pick up a couple of cities en route, including Villa San Giamani, I think that's how you say it, which is literally just over the way. We've got two ferries that we need to take. So yeah, let's get over this. Now what we're going to be doing in this episode is something a little bit different. I've got a list of 5 things that I think would be quite nice to add to ETS2. Things that I think might make the game a little bit better, at least the way I play it. And so I'm going to go through those, and I'd love you to put your own lists down below, whether you agree with mine or add to the list that I've got. I asked this a little while back, and I did get a couple of suggestions. One really good one from Kim Räikkönen, and I have included one of those in my suggestions because I think it's a brilliant idea. And it relates to ferries, which we're about to go on. So let's head over to the port. There's a broken down car there. We'll just swivel past it. Nothing coming in the other way. It's all fine, all good. You're going to stop down there. So I'll see you at the port as we just scoop through the lights. Nice. And we're almost there already, but I'll see you there. So we can see there's an absolutely massive ferry there, which we're going to be heading over to. I presume we've got to go down here and around the corner. And this, yeah, no, I was going to say this is the famous port, but it's not. It was, I forget where that port was, where the building was one of the photo opportunities, and it just looked just didn't look that impressive. Right, we've got this tiny little gap to get down here. Whew, right, okay, off we go. We're going to go to Villa San Giovanni, and that will allow us to pick that up. There you go. San Giovanni has been picked up, and we are now on to the next leg of the Imperator. We've got to go this way. On the Imperator achievement, we are 21 out of 27 collected, so that is good. Not been in this place before. Looks very, very nice. On the very toe of the little boot, the Italian boot. So we're going to travel through San Giovanni. There is I can see a viewpoint to pick up, so we'll go and do that. And this is the route that we're going to be going on, so into San Giovanni, and then along this road here there's a photo opportunity to pick up there. We've got Catanzaro there, and Taranto there, before we go into the port of Bari, where we've been before, over to Durres. So that is all good. So we should be picking up 3 more cities here, which will take us to 23 out of 27 in the Imperator achievement. And I said it in the last episode, but if you hadn't seen that, the final one, the sort of 27th one, is Trieste, which was which is added to the base game when they did the West Balkans DLC. So it allowed away from the base game a port which would allow you to go from the base game map into the West Balkans without having to go into one of the other DLCs. I think that was the reason for it. I don't think I explained it so well last time, but that makes sense. So yeah, so this will be fun. I've certainly not been along this part of Italy before, so the heel, the toe and heel of Italy. So this should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. We're just going to have a little look at this city because we haven't been here before. We wanted to go there, didn't we? No, we can go this way. It's fine. It's fine. I'll see you when we get to that viewpoint. What have we got to see there? Oh, here we go. Just coming into this viewpoint. Lovely little city this is. Really, really pretty. I am enjoying what I can see here. We'll probably turn around in that place there, but see what this viewpoint's got to show. What is it? Villa San Giovanni. Anyone in the comments actually been there? Does this look right? Beautiful palm trees. You'd expect it to be warm, but it just, I mean, it looks a very inviting place. It really does. There's the coachman chatting. So I'm sure the conversation is a riveting one. Guy needs the loo by the look of it. Oh, we're coming through. We've just been through this, I think, one of these little tunnels, which is pretty cool. Nice little emerge out onto the dock there, looking over to Sicily. And here's the port itself. I'm not sure down that end of Italy how populated it is, how many cities there actually are. I suspect, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, I suspect it's not overly populated, maybe sort of smaller fishing villages, towns, that sort of thing, but maybe not some massive places. Is it a touristy destination? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, here we go, back to the boat, and when we come back after I turn this around, this will be fun. Maybe I can do it out here, but this will be challenging. Woo. There we go. All good. Right, so we are going to get out of the city here, and then we will start talking about some of the things that I would like to see in the game. There's 5 of them. One of them, as you remember, was one that was suggested by one of the viewers, Kim Rankinen, and I think it is a brilliant one, all to do with ferries. There's also one that Zilla's mentioned before, which I think would be a nice one as well. So I will highlight those, and I will not take credit for things I haven't thought of myself. Right, folks, we'll head out of Villa San Giovanni, and I will see you on the road. Right then, where are you going here? Right, ooh, just before we go, is this a little castle or something? What's this? It's rather cool. Right, okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're going through a bunch of tunnels here, and we're going to talk about our first thing. But what we have here is, I guess this is a bridge, so photo opportunity. We'll just take a picture of this before we do anything else. So let's do that. It's the Fravanzi 2012 bridge. There we go. Very, very nice photo trophy captured. Very, very good. I mean, it's a very pretty sort of location. So first thing that I would like to see, the improvement I would like to see with the game, and this is something that Zilla's talked about quite a lot, but I think it is definitely something that would enhance the game a huge amount, and that is the addition of seasons into the game. Really what we get is we get a lovely map, we get some lovely sort of graphics of, you know, the local fauna and flora and cities and what have you, but nothing really changes. You know, we've got a week that just rolls around, but nothing really happens with that. Why couldn't we have seasons in the game where maybe poorer weather was more likely, there's changes to the light cycle, so it goes darker early, maybe more likely to see snow in the winter, all of that sort of stuff, and perhaps linked onto that, maybe the weather could be, and I don't know whether this is the case, you have to let me know in the comments, the weather could be more reflective of the location you're in. So if you're in the UK, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be raining, isn't it? So the weather should kind of reflect that a little bit more. Where it's, you know, areas where it's much more stormy, you should see more storms, all those sort of things. I think that would be really nice, and it would add that little bit more realism into the game, which, I mean, it's incredibly realistic, but I think just that change, so you could go through the same location at different times of the year, and maybe you'll see changes in the colour of the leaves. Maybe the trees would be devoid of leaves. I don't know whether that's too hard to kind of fit into the whether that'd be too hard to work, but it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it, if the landscape did kind of change over time, so you could go through the same place a couple of times and you actually feel like it's a little bit different each time. So we're just going to come off here to Cannizzaro, which is our first little stop off, one of the cities that in the south that we need to get hold of. I'll see you down there, and then we'll talk about the next one. Let me know what you think about seasons, addition of seasons in the game. Is it going to be too difficult? I don't know. Right, I'll see you there when we get there. We can see Catanzaro on the top of the hill there, which is really quite cool. So number 22 in the Imperator achievement. We are picking things up nicely. So while we're just having a little drive through this city, we've got a couple of roundabouts we're going to go over, and then we'll just head back on the same road. Number 2. So next thing I would like to see a little bit more of, and this is something I think I have mentioned on the channel previously, and that is trucks that have got your livery, so your own trucks driving around on the map. So your own drivers that you've hired, I would love to be able to see some of your some of your sort of cabs and colour scheme of trucks going around the map. That would be awesome. Apparently it's not a thing. There was a bit of a debate as to whether it was a thing, but yeah, it's not. So unfortunately, but that I think would be super cool. I think in addition to that, what would be kind of nice is if when there is an event going on, often there is a specific livery of truck that maybe for the Christmas one there was like that really nice Christmassy oh Christ livery, and we've had the Halloween one that was pretty special. If you have some of those going around as well during those times, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? It would, I don't know, you'd make it feel like it's going on around you rather than just you doing it. That was, I would quite like that. And if it was more, if you were more likely to see your trucks, you know, as your empire grew, that would be pretty darn awesome. You could maybe toot at each other when you go past and get an achievement for that or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that as we're heading back down this massive tunnel. We've hit Cannizzaro. Next up we have another southern city before we get to Bari. So this is a bit further, bit of a further drive. So we'll en route we'll have a chat for number 3, and then maybe when we get into Taranto we'll talk about number 4. There's also a little thing to pick up there, so we'll do that as well. Right folks, I'll see you in a little bit. Pretty cool city on the left there, not quite sure what that is, but that's pretty nice. There's a taking up all the lanes, no signs to say give you any idea what it might be down there, but right by the sea, pretty cool stuff. Okay, we're just taking a right here towards Taranto. If we carried straight on, I think that would take us towards Napoli. So important we make this this little turn. And so we'll talk about number 3. Third thing I would like to see in the game, and that is again, this is something I have mentioned in some of my rambling, but you know, we've got all these lovely kind of trucks on the roads, trucks, you know, all sorts of types of vehicle actually on the road, fire engines, cars, all sorts of shapes and sizes, and you know, depending on where you are, you get a variety of different types of truck and vehicle. But when you actually go to some of the kind of locations that you have to drive to, so the companies that you're picking up from, there's nothing moving around there at all. I would love to see, I don't know if I could have gone in there, I would love to see trucks milling around there. I'm not sure how easy that would be to include in the contact with the AI, whether they'd be able to work that out or not, but how much more interesting would it be if you have to kind of do your reverse park, but whilst there are other trucks kind of zooming around and stuff. That feels to me like that might be quite a fun thing to have included in the game. It would have that a little bit more realism as well. It would feel like you're delivering to some sort of busy place, rather than have, you know, normally what you have, which is some guy smoking a cigarette on the outside of the building. Right, off to Taranto. Looks pretty nice. Little city, right, little town here. There's like a dead tree on the outskirts. The white tree of Mordor. No, Gondor, wasn't it? It's not making Lord of the Rings mistakes. Can't be doing that. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that. I think that would be quite kind of fun to include in the game. And yeah, certainly something I feel I've noticed and kind of miss having. I can't miss it, but because I've never experienced it, but it feels like it's something that is missing from the game. Okay, I will zoom on, and I will see you next up in Taranto, and we'll talk about number 4. There we go. City number 23 out of 27, Taranto discovered. Very, very successful little drive here. I mean, it looks fairly dilapidated on the right here. Looks fairly industrious as well, but or at least once upon a time it was industrious. Now it's fallen into hard times. No idea if that's me just reading an awful lot that isn't actually meant to be read from this landscape, but you know, that's how it kind of feels. Anyway, number 4, and it's somewhat relevant. We've just discovered a recruitment agency that we are by the sea, and we can sort of see boats and stuff when we're coming up to a marina, and this is all about ferry. So this is Kim Reinkinen's idea, and I think it's a brilliant one. So we've got ferries in the game, and there's a lot of time pressure in the game. We need to make sure we're in places by certain times, otherwise that's a bad thing. Wouldn't it be awesome, as a result of that, to have... Where the heck am I going? Right, going right here, I think. To have... Oh, crumbs. Here we go. Ferry times. So the ferries leave at a certain time. You've got to make sure you're there for that time. Otherwise, you could be late for your delivery. That I think would be pretty awesome. So you've got to really plan your delivery quite carefully to ensure you are not late. I feel that would be something that might be good if. So this is the city of Taranto. Oh, look at that little crenellated building. But it might be something that it would be good that you could kind of toggle on or off if. So you didn't necessarily need to have it done. The guy cleaning his van in the dodgiest place in the world. Where are you getting the water from, mate? Anyway. So yeah, I think that would be a really, really cool addition. Just a little feature that would add that little bit of realism, make it a little bit harder if you wanted to make it a little bit harder. Well, why not do that? Why not do that? So the city of Taranto almost looks like it's all on an island, and I don't think we can go over there as far as I can tell, and we're just in this sort of industrial bit just outside. I mean, it looks a very industrial place, doesn't it? Very, very industrial. If anyone's been to Toronto, in the comments, not if you've been to them in the comments, but if you've watching this video and you've been there, is it this industrial? Pretty cool though. Looks like they've got all sorts of stuff going on here. It looks like a few places could do with a lick of paint. Right, and we've got to figure our way back now. So I think, in addition, I think we had, yeah, we've got to go back round here so we can go back up the top there. What are you doing? This guy just zoomed in front of us without without looking what we were doing at all. Okay, so we've got the marina there. So on the way back, we should be able to see a question mark. There is a question mark that we haven't picked up yet. Do not go. Right, yeah, so it's just be on the right side there. And we're really not very far away from Bari. I don't know whether 182 miles reflects the ferry distance as well, because I don't know that we are 182 miles away from Bari, and I know that when we get to Durres, the location of the drop-off is pretty much right at the port. Oh, here we go. It's the MAN truck dealership discovered. So let's have a look how far we've got to go up to Bari. That's 39 miles. Yeah, so it looks like the 180 miles is actually the majority of it is there. So I'll see you as we get into Bari, and I'll talk about my final thing that I would like to see added to the game. Remember, if there are things that I've mentioned that you think that you like, well, write that down in the comments. But also, and probably more importantly, I'd be really interested to hearing what you think, what you would like to see added to the game beyond the things I've talked about. These are just some things that I've done with I don't know how many hours. I think it's about 200, 300 hours of game time I've got here. I'm not someone who's played this game an awful lot. I picked it up, started playing it properly, what was it, just over the summer, and what have we got now? 100 and we're 70, was it 72, 73 episodes into this. There's still a huge amount of this game that I don't understand. Trailers, for instance, not done trailers. I think there was a route into that actually. That's interesting. Anyway, right, I'll see you in a bit. We'll head off up to Bari, and we'll talk about our final thing just before we get onto the boat. Right, here we are in Bari, and one of the things that I'm surprised myself with here, it's actually been a perfect delivery so far. But we've got to go through this tiny little port entrance. I forgot all about that in the Bari port. So see if we can squeeze our boat through there. So the final thing is all around achievements. Now, one of the big revelations of this game has been how fun it is to kind of get achievements, which is not something I normally bother with in games. This is kind of a new thing for me. So I've really enjoyed the process of hunting for getting achievements, working towards them, and it's a really important part of the game to me. But one of the things that frustrates me a little bit about this is if I was to start a new save, then the achievements that I've already collected, they would be already collected. I wouldn't be able to start sort of looking for those achievements if I wanted to kind of get those achievements maybe without using the World of Trucks. Then I wouldn't be able to do that. So I would like the achievements to be linked to the to the save file, not to the game, so you could kind of go and do them all over again. That feels like that would be uber fun, or at least have the option for that to happen. And I realise this is perhaps not so much of an ETS2 issue, this is more of a Steam issue, where you know the achievements are essentially on Steam, aren't they? So how would that work? No idea. It's not my problem to make it work, really, is it? It's just what I would kind of like to happen. But yeah, does anyone else kind of feel like that? It's just, I think that would be... Where am I going? I need to go right here. I think that would be. I think that'd be a lot of fun. This is what I mean by here. Wouldn't it be nicer to have like trucks driving around here causing chaos, in addition to us going there? I think that would be so much better. I think we got stuck here before, didn't we? Possibly. Maybe. Right. Off we go. So yeah, those are my 5 things that I would like to see in the game. What are yours? Put them down in the comments. I would love to read through them and have a think where you're coming from. I've probably missed some things out because I haven't spent ages and ages kind of thinking about this. These are just some of the things that I know I've noticed in the past as being a little bit just things that I would like to see. So we're going to Durres. It's a 9-hour journey, so we're going to be pretty much done with this journey when we get there. It'll be night time or just really early morning. Right, here we go. Was it Durres which had the fancy port? I can't remember. Right, I don't think we've got a long way to go. So you're coming out here. I think we've got to go through more security perhaps, and then we turn right. I'm amazed I haven't completely clobbered somebody with this this big old boat on the back. Right, where are we going with this? It's not far away. It's right down at the end here to the marina. Well, we haven't actually been there. We went to see that viewpoint a little while ago. So we'll just zoom down there and I'll see you when we get there. Right, the marinas are always ridiculously hard to get in. I don't know why. I mean, presumably people have to deliver boats there. You think? Right. Right, where are we putting this? Ah, down there. Down there. Right. Oh, we've done that. We're delivering here to the marina. We're not going to do a reverse part. Let's see where the reverse part. No, we're just going to do a... Oh, no, we won't bother that. We're here. Doesn't matter. We are done, folks. We are done. Picked up 3 more cities in the Imperator achievement. Just 4 more to go. We are now level 28, which is fantastic. So we'll add on probably... We're only really doing these things, so we'll add on an eco driving to get a little bit more. I think that saves fuel, doesn't it? Right, folks, that'll do us. If you have got something out of today's video, please hit that like button. Also, make sure you comment down below. Let me know the things that you would love to see in ETS2 in the future. Be really interested to see what those things might be. If you're new to the channel and you like this content, well, why don't you hit that subscribe button? And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, there's all the details down below. And you could be one of the fantastic channel members that we've got. Big thank you to all of those. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.